So, no fish tonight. We've got the night off. There's a night off. And, well, on the night off, I worked all day today. And I mean all day. Worked 11 hours. It's been a long time since I've done that. I don't work a lot of overtime anymore. I'm at that phase. The guy who turns down overtime phase. Which is a good phase to be in, you know. There's a time when you're like, man, I'll take all the overtime I can get. Right now, I'm like, I'm good, dude. I am all right. I do not, especially a Saturday. But anyhow, you know, it's the time of year when everybody's off on vacation, and it's the busy time of year, so helping out a little bit. Gonna try to do it every day this week, so I'm glad there's a couple of off nights. So if I'm struggling and Friday night's recap is awful, just know it's because I have worked 55 hours and then stayed up late listening to the fish shows and doing YouTube videos and seeing what Spud and Dan Z and everybody else has to think. So I should be careful on this stretch of road, Deer Central. So it's been a couple of messed up days here locally, and eventually I think everybody's at some point is going to go through this, if you haven't already, where there's going to be like a mass murder shooting in your area, maybe even in your hometown. Like the Dayton area had one a few years ago. The one that's happened like a lot, where a person just kind of shoots into a crowd of people, and you know, that one was obviously horrible. But this one a little bit closer. It happened in my hometown, the place where I went to high school, just like a suburb a little bit north of Dayton. And at first it just seemed senseless, like this guy that everybody kind of knew. You know, me and my friends knew him. We weren't ever actually friends with him, but we had mutual friends. You know, he had brothers and sisters. It's like, oh yeah, I knew that guy. So one of those guys that everybody was aware of, but not necessarily me or my group of friends were ever necessarily friends with. But again, you know, it seemed senseless at first. Like, you know, you hear about a guy shot some of his neighbors, and it's like, oh man, you know, everybody has problems with your neighbors, but really, did you have to go this far? And then you find out, oh, there's actually 4 people involved, so it wasn't like just an argument with a neighbor. And then it's like, oh wow, they haven't caught him yet. He hasn't taken his own life or anything. Then you start to find out who the people are that were killed, and then it's like, it's really weird. The victims were ages, a couple that was 72 and 82 years old, and then the other was a mother and her 15-year-old daughter. And it's like, well, this don't make sense. This isn't like arguing over mowing the lawn or like some trees or something, you know, just some dumb stuff that neighbors argue over, too much noise. You know, this is a 72 and 82-year-old elderly couple, and then a young teenage girl and her mom. Like, wait a minute, this ain't right. And then you find out there's a letter. He had sent a letter apparently on Facebook, or emailed some friends or some people. Then it gets even weirder. There's a TikTok video where, you know, I don't know, everybody's using the word manifesto, but it wasn't quite a manifesto. And then it led me to the strangest place maybe I've ever been, a Reddit subforum called Gang-stalking, like gang as in like the Bloods or the Crips, mafioso, that type of gang, you know, like a group of people. So, and that's what this guy thought he was a victim of. He was using a lot of the same terminology I saw in this Reddit forum. And yeah, man, it's just a lot. I felt bad for, you know, and part of it, it's like, this is really sad, and then some, it's like, this is also disturbing. And then in a really weird way, maybe if like people are dead, so it's not so funny and entertaining, but in a very, I guess, macabre way, it's entertaining, like. And it's just like, just crazy people all talking to one another and kind of just reassuring each other, like, no, we're not crazy. And the shooting, I ended up on this forum because the local shooting did end up on there. And one of the people, they call themselves TIs, targeted individuals, is what I've gathered that stands for. And I don't really know what, and it's not like the CIA or the FBI. It's because this guy tried to contact the CIA and the FBI to tell them what was going on. And his whole deal was, this was a counterattack. You know, these people had been torturing him. He described the torture as inhumane. And they were also doing it, they were trying to control the minds of his niece and nephew. And basically, he was going to take a stand. This was his counterattack. He was willing to risk his own life go to prison, whatever it took. He was going to expose what was really going on. And he didn't give any examples of exactly what was going on or who they were. I think he did say right here in his neighborhood. And just, I don't know, man. It was just all very, very sad and disturbing at the same time. And then I noticed a lot of the the news stories that were written about it, not that they need to be salacious and gossipy, but they were describing them as an armed robbery. 2 separate armed robberies, and that's just not I think maybe, I don't know, if you break into someone's house, even if you don't take anything, maybe that's considered burglary or something, I don't know. But they weren't talking anything about the mind control, vengeance kills, and apparently it was execution style. I don't know. All right, well, I don't know. I don't really know if I should even fucking be talking about this, but it's just been very, it's pretty much all I thought about this evening, and just how, when I saw that forum, I'd say I would include a link to the forum just so you can see. It's interesting that it's out there, man, and it's sad, and some people seem to be more aware than others on there. Like, one example is a guy, he took a picture of a tow truck, and he was just like, check out this tow truck. It's been parked outside my house today. And then even the name of the company had him suspicious and thinking, I don't know, man, I don't know. It's all crazy. I didn't do anything wrong. There's a cop back there, but I didn't do anything wrong. No, I'm not. I'm all paranoid. So anyways, all right, guys, boom. We'll get back to the P-Fish soon. Still got to do that whiteboard gallery. That's coming soon. And boom. Thanks for watching.